creature didn't move like a living thing. When it retreated from the edge of the boulder, it didn't crawl or stand up. It simply slid backward, its body maintaining a rigid, vertical posture as if it were being pulled by an invisible wire. Miller was the first to break. He didn't fire his weapon. He didn't scream. He just turned and bolted back toward the tree line. "Miller, wait!" I shouted, but my voice felt like it was being swallowed by the heavy, pressurized air of the basin. I looked back up at the rock. The Toby thing was gone, but in its place, a low, rhythmic thrumming began to vibrate in the soles of my boots. It wasn't the sound of an engine, it was a frequency, a deep tectonic hum that made my teeth ache and my vision blur at the edges. The arrival of the survey team. I expected to hear the chop of a Huey or a Blackhawk. In search and rescue, you know the sound of a bird from miles away. But what came over the ridge was silent. 3 matte black craft shaped like elongated teardrops drifted over the peaks. They didn't have rotors. They didn't have lights. They just hovered, displacing the fog in perfect concentric circles. Within seconds, the dead zone was no longer empty. Men in charcoal gray tactical gear, no patches, no insignia, no names, descended from a craft on fast ropes. They moved with a mechanical precision that didn't feel human. One of them walked directly up to me. His visor was a polarized gold, reflecting my own terrified face back at me. "Ranger Elias Thorne?" he asked. His voice was synthesized, perfectly flat. "Who the hell are you?" I snapped, clutching my magnum. "We have a missing child. He was just on that rock. The Henderson boy is processed. Lower your weapon, Ranger. You are now under the jurisdiction of the Department of Interior, Subdivision 7. You will follow the light." The handshake of silence. They didn't arrest me. They didn't even disarm me. They did something worse. They ignored me as if I were a ghost. I watched as 4 of them scaled the 20-foot glacial erratic in seconds, using gloves that seemed to stick to the sheer granite like magnets. They didn't look for Toby. They didn't look for tracks. They pulled a metallic hexagonal case out of a pack and placed it exactly where Toby's shoes had been. When they opened the case, a flash of violet light erupted, so bright it burned the image of the trees into my retinas. When my vision cleared, the shoes were gone, the jacket was gone, and most terrifyingly, the boulder was gone. In its place was a perfectly circular crater, the edges of the dirt scorched into glass. "Where is the boy?" I lunged at the lead operative, but 2 others caught me by the arms. Their grip felt like hydraulic clamps. "There was no boy," the lead operative said. He held up a small silver device, a handheld tablet. He swiped a screen and showed it to me. It was the ranger station log from that morning. I saw my own handwriting. I saw the timestamps, but the entry for 4:15 p.m. didn't say code purple. It said 4:15 p.m. Routine trail maintenance. No anomalies reported. Ranger Miller dismissed early for heat exhaustion. The extraction. They marched me back down the mountain. Miller was already in the back of one of their silent vehicles, sitting perfectly still, his eyes wide and unblinking. They didn't use Men in Black memory wipers. They used something much more American, bureaucracy and threat. As we reached the trailhead, a man in a crisp charcoal suit was waiting by my truck. He looked like a mid-level accountant, except for the way his eyes never seemed to move. "Elias," he said, handing me a manila folder. "Inside is your retirement package. It's triple what you're owed. There's also a deed to a property in Florida, far from the mountains, far from the trees." "I'm not leaving," I said, my voice trembling. "I saw that thing with Toby's face." He leaned in. He smelled like ozone and old paper. Toby Henderson died of leukemia 3 years ago. Check the records. The parents you met today, they don't exist. The radio call you heard, a glitch in the old analog towers. He tapped the folder. Go to Florida. If you ever step foot in a national park again, if you even look at a pine tree with a pair of binoculars, we won't send a suit. We'll send the things that live in the dead zone to fetch you, and they never stop mimicking what they catch. The final warning. I took the money. I took the house. I tell myself every day that I did it to stay alive, but the truth is, I did it because I was a coward. I spent 15 years protecting the wilderness, only to realize the wilderness didn't need protecting. It was a fence, and the ranger guards, we weren't there to save the hikers. We were there to make sure nobody saw what the government was feeding.
What the fuck is the job all right now?